and today we are going to do a really cool thing, which is DOM. So till now, what we have learned, it's a bit of theoretical thing, but how JavaScript is in used in the DOM. That is something which we are going to learn. How JavaScript projects are being made. That is something which we are going to learn today. Okay, so even before start, let me tell that again. The attendance form, attendance form will be given at the end, so stay in for it, so because attendance form will be given at the end. So it is going, yeah, it is fine. So yeah, so drink my coffee. It's very cold here, so let me also share my screen. So yeah, so I'm sharing my screen. Just I have nothing right now, means just a blank and all. So I've just created a folder, and let me create a new folder here. New folder. Okay. Minute. One minute. Hi. 1 minute. Okay. Hi, John. Okay. One sec. Actually, I am a bit confused. Means, how much did I covered to do this? Okay. I think I have covered this thing. One sec. Okay, one sec. Can someone confirm what I I'm doing too many batches nowadays? Means, can someone confirm what I did in the last class? Means, okay. So one sec. Just let me only confirm. Not an issue. Let me only confirm. I have to see my old video actually for that. Okay. One sec. Okay, I think I have completed it yesterday only. Oh, sorry for that. Okay, I have completed it. One sec. Okay, I have completed it. So yeah, my bad. Okay, sorry. So we will start with then async JavaScript. So I have actually already completed it. So 10. Okay, I have completed DOM basic. Sorry for that. We'll start with async JavaScript. So it's good that I remember. Okay, so we'll start with async. One sec. And this is actually a bit of complicated JavaScript. Async JavaScript is a bit complicated one. Okay, and async JavaScript we are not going to do again in your VS Code. It is again a theoretical concept, but it's a very important concept. Okay. This is async JavaScript, and we are again going to do it with our favorite JS bin. JS bin we are going to do. Okay. So, but this time we are not going to do JavaScript console. We are going to do JavaScript output. So output we are going to see. Although we are doing async JavaScript, we are going to see it in the output. So output is something like this. Actually, JSBin is a very good tool. Means with this, what happens? We can directly see the output also. HTML, CSS, JavaScript console, and output also we can see. So we are going to see the output here. Okay, and for async JavaScript, why async JavaScript is required? So async JavaScript is required because what happens in JavaScript, those who are coming from a programming background, they might know that Java, through by which JavaScript name is also there, is a multi-threaded language. You must have heard that thing, multi-threaded language. But JavaScript is a single-threaded language. So all those things which just there is something known as API call, which we're going to learn later on. API calls are there, in which we get the data from a backend stores API. See, suppose you go to the Facebook site, so all the posts, they come from an API endpoint, and your browser is the client, and the server is a Facebook server through which that it is coming. So we need to do something known as API call, and those API call generally takes 1 to 2 seconds. And 1 to 2 seconds might seems very small, but it is not small in computer terms. It's a very huge term, and it can delay a lot. So if suppose, because most of the time what happens, I am not going to do only one API call, I'm going to do 2 3 API calls. If 2 3 API calls have been done, and JavaScript is a single threaded programming language, it will actually close everything. Means until one API call is done, the other one cannot be done. And until the first API call has been done, the other logic cannot be run. And this was actually one of the issues with the traditional program language of PHP. Now also people come to me and they ask me, okay, I should do PHP. PHP should not do for this reason also. That's why it is not been used. This is PHP was never scalable. It is like that. It is doing some API call. It will stop the other programs to run. So that's why it was a bad thing. Even the Laravel and all, they didn't solve everything, and it is not been used in the industry at all. Laravel, a bit of there, it's the developer community it is being used, but it is nowhere. You will not get a lot of jobs with PHP and all. Okay, that is also one of the reason. But what JavaScript implemented it in a different fashion than Java. Although one thing I will tell, Java is still the king in the backend, because it is actually 10 times faster than JavaScript backend thing, which is Node.js. Backend we use Node.js in JavaScript, but Node.js is 100 times faster than PHP, and even 50 times faster than your Python, Django, and Flask. You can research about it. It is 50 to 100 times faster than that. That's why Node.js, after JavaScript, Node.js is used. If I'm starting a startup tomorrow, I will start with Node.js. Later on, I'll move to Java, because Java is much more powerful once my startup scales. But till it reaches a medium point, till it reaches Swiggy point, Swiggy, like those Swiggy kind of startup it becomes, I can stay with Node.js. And that's why startups love Node.js, because Node.js is much more easier than Java. You go to Java, Java is very difficult language to understand. Okay, so that's why. And once you are React.js developer, Node.js is a piece of cake. Okay, so enough of talks. So let us understand uh, something about the async programming. Okay, what is async programming and all? So the async programming, we'll first learn about async JS and callbacks. We'll learn about callbacks. Okay. But what is the need for async programming? First, we are going to do const. Suppose I have a const of posts, which is an array of object like this, and title is JS basics. Summary is like this post contains JS. I'm having a post. Maybe I'm emulating a server only. So like this, title is DOM basics. This post contains DOM, maybe DOM. Okay, like this, it is a good name. Okay, so like this, it is there. So we are not going to build the backend server and all those things so quickly. And anyways, I concentrate mostly on you becoming a React.js developer. Although this month is Node.js month also, so last week I will teach Node.js also, and you'll find it's very easy. Okay, so we are mimicking a server, how it is, how something is being sent to a server. So I have a post, which is an array of objects. So two objects is there, the most common way to send data in database. So array of object is there. When I'll have a function of get posts like this. Okay, get post is there. Okay, so then I will have a set timeout. Set timeout I am having. Okay, set timeout I'm having. Set timeout is a function in JavaScript, inbuilt in JavaScript, which can run something after the defined second. So suppose I want to run something after 1 second, I can use it in that. Okay, so I will use arrow function kind of a thing, and it requires a second parameter in which I will pass 1000 means 1000 millisecond means 1 second. It will run out, this code will run after 1 second. So suppose if I call this get posts like this, it will run after 1 second, as simple as that. So now I'll go here and I'll do a let output equal to this empty string. So then after that I'll do post dot for each. So I'm using something known as for each. It is like a for loop. We are going to learn in detail about it in the ES6. So tomorrow and day after tomorrow is most probably ES6. ES6 is a bit bigger topic, and we are going to cover that on day 4 and day 5. And then I will also tell you which projects to do to learn about JavaScript. So maybe I'm not able to cover the projects, but there are a lot of projects on my YouTube channel, and I will tell exactly which projects to do for my YouTube channel, so that you can do a lot of JavaScript projects. Doing a lot of JavaScript projects is very important for your portfolio, for your LinkedIn, everything. JavaScript projects and React projects land you a React.js job, as simple as that. The more number of JavaScript projects and the more number of React.js projects you will have on your LinkedIn profile, you show in your LinkedIn profile to the world, you'll get a React.js job more faster. As simple as that. So post dot for each. So for each is an advanced kind of for loop. So I can directly means do this, and then I will get access to each one of them. I think I have shown the for off loop also, so it is like that, but it is advanced version. Okay, so post dot for each posts I'm doing, and then I do output plus equal to output plus equal to means output equal to output plus whatever. So out plus equal to is a short form, plus equal to, and I will use this backtick, and here I will use like h4. So again, through JavaScript you can do everything. Means we have seen this in the DOM basics. You can do almost everything. Okay, so this post dot title I'll do, and h4 I'll do, and then p I'll do. Dollar post dot summary I'll do, like this. So get post is done, and if I run with JavaScript, if I do this, see some error is there. Okay, some error is there because I'm not even doing in this thing. So post dot for each means let output is there. I'm looping through it, and I'm making actually I will show one thing what I'm actually doing. Console dot log of output. I do console dot log of output, and I will put this. Maybe I will show it in this console. Now I will run it. Okay, so see this console.log output, what it is doing to me, it is giving me a big string which is like h4 js basic. This is done. Post dot title I have done, so js basic. Paragraph tag post dot whatever is that this post content, then again the h4, and then again the p. And one more thing is that in html, in the normal html which we do, we have this all in a means intend it very well. It is not necessary to do that. It is at all not necessary to do that. We can use it like this. Okay, use it like this. Okay, so and it will be fine. So what I have done, I have got, in the output I have got this title also and the summary also. Okay, in h4 and a p tag. Okay, this is how I done. So now I will just show it in the, because everything has a body. Even this, if you see, this has also got an empty body because we have not anything in it, got an empty body. So I'll come here and I'll do document dot body dot inner html equal to output. I'll do. And now I'll do run with JS. So this get post will run, and then this set timeout. This I'm good, Mohammed. I'm good, Abdul. So this what it will be done. So this thing this function will run after 1 second, and it will a- use this output, and then inner HTML will. So inner HTML is very important because this is all HTML. So inner HTML will change and it will show it. So if you do this after 1 second, exactly 1 second, JS basic, and this is done. So we are sort of mimicking the server. We are getting this from the database, and then database or the API server, and after maybe 1 second I'm mimicking. After that we are showing it in the means output is nothing but the HTML output. So I'm showing it here like this. So that is the thing. Okay, thing is there. But now we'll learn about async. So what happens means suppose I have a function like function create post, and inside this post will be there, and then again I will have a set time out like this, and post dot push post like this, and then after 2 seconds, but I'm pushing it after. So I'm using a create post, and I'm pushing to this post array after 2 seconds. So let me now also create a create post function. So I'll come here and do this create post, and inside it just this thing will be there. I'm passing an object, and maybe sync basic. This post contain sync. So now if I run it, so what I'm doing here, so this get post is there, and this get post is uh, running this set timeout after 1 second, and it is just showing me the output. Whatever the output is there, it is showing whatever is there in the post object, it is showing me. And then I have a create post also. What it is doing, a object it is taking is post, and it is adding it here to post dot push. It is adding to the post dot push, and after, but the thing is that it is adding after 2 seconds, and this is adding after 1 second. So what do you think, it will run or not? If I run it, see what will happen. Actually it took 2 seconds, but this was never added. This was actually never added in this. Actually it was added, but it was never shown on the DOM. So what is happening here? So here what is happening, when we are doing this get post, the DOM is already painted. It is known as DOM is already painted because it is running after 1 second. After that 1 second, if I'm even inserting it, so it will be inserted, it will definitely be inserted, but my DOM is already done. This is known as DOM. This is known as painting the DOM. My DOM is already painted. So uh, so it will not show because the DOM is already painted, so it will not show. So there are different methods in JavaScript to do that, and one of the oldest method is known as the callback, which I have written here, callback. And there are two new methods also. So this callback thing is from the start of the JavaScript, again from 1995, and in 2015 in ES6 they have added some more things to make it much more easier, but internally it does callback. To in 2015 ES6 added a lot of things. It made the programming language a bit easier, but a lot of the things, the internals of JavaScript didn't change, and they cannot change that internals that much also. So that is there. So evening, Ananta. So that is there, and now how to solve it? So first thing which we are seeing it, we are going to do it through callback. So callback, what is done? So first thing is that we are not going to call the get post like this. Okay, so I'm going to cut it, and I am going to actually to create post only, we are going to call the get post. So I'm to get posts. I will do like this. So I'm doing a function call here. So get post, I'm doing a function call here, but unless in a function I give those two brackets, it doesn't get calls. So I'm actually passing a reference to it. So And if you can see this create post, it has a two parameter. One is this object, which is the post, and there is another parameter. This parameter I will call anything. I can call anything, but industry standard is to call it call back. Callback I will call it. Then post dot push post I'm doing. Then this callback is actually this get post. It can be any name also. And but this callback you do it like this, and then I will come here and I'll do the callback here, and I'll do like this. I'll run the callback, because unless I do this thing, it doesn't run. So if I now run with JSL2, again it is taking 2 seconds. And what is the issue here? Okay, post dot push. Okay, sometime I don't know, nowadays this is not happening. So yeah, now it is coming. So I don't know, and now this JSBin is also doing like this. See, after this 2 second, all right, if I run it 1 second, 2 second, it will go, and it will print the async. So what happens is, it's sort of when you do post dot push, post dot push, and then it will do this. This callback is there. It's sort of, it's wait for that thing. So post dot push I am doing. Okay, post dot push I am doing here, and then this callback will run at the moment, at that same time only, because this is running at after 2 seconds. But it will sort of wait. It will sort of wait to for this to be done. Then it will print the result, then it will read it, because then this operation will start, post dot for each and all. So now it has got this also. So this is one of the method to do it. So this is one of the method. Okay, so which is the callbacks. So there are other methods also to do it. As I've told, this is an old method, although you will see that there is no issue in this method. But there is something known as callback hell. You can Google it. Callback hell, what is there means, if you have way too many callbacks, it we have to go in deep inside, and it causes an issue. I'm not going to tell about callback hell because that will take a lot of time. So there is a issue with callback, means not technical issue, but the code get complex very soon. So we have some other thing known as promises, which, as I've told, which was introduced in 2015 with ES6, and that is a very good thing to do. And with promises, we have something known as a then and a catch block. So we are going to do that. So for that, again, I am going to copy this all, because the code this will be same only. And come here, and JS bin I'm going to do again, and JavaScript and output I'll have. And now I will have, not this, maybe this is a bit bigger actually. Okay, so we'll now learn about promises. So promises, the first thing is that the create post, it will not run like that. Okay, it will not run like that. In the promises, we actually have to have something as a promise. So promise is like promise in real life. So it is the word, actually all the word in programming comes from some real life example only. Here we have to wrap this set timeout with a promise, and there are a lot of ways to do that. And one is that I have to return a promise. Okay, so here I'll do, and here I'll do return new promise, resolve reject, and this will be done like this, and the set timeout will actually come inside the promise. So this is like this, set timeout will come inside it. And the first thing is that we are not going to have this callback thing now, so we are going to remove it. I'm going to remove this callback also. Okay, so that I have removed. Now what is how to use a promise? So promise, the concept is that whenever we use a promise, we either have to send a resolve or a reject back. And one more thing I want to tell, see, this kind of code which I'm doing here, it is mainly used in the server side. Okay, not, you'll see very less it is being used in the client side, but a bit of server side is also very important to know, because a lot of time we are going to send the promise and all, and we are going to receive it and all. So, and the client side also, we are going to get the promise back, but you should know what is the promise and all. Okay, so that is there. So the thing is that I will return this new promise and all. So it either it returns a resolve or it returns a reject, a promise. Okay, so post.push post I have done. Now I'll do const num equal to 5. I'll do, see, a promise I have to either send a resolve or a reject. So what is happening here, either a resolve or a reject. So I'm just creating a dummy number 5 and I'll do a in real cases we will have some real things here, means real thing we are going to check and all these things. So num is greater than 4 I'm doing, and I'm going to use the ternary operator, and I'm going to do resolve like this, or reject like this. Error something is wrong. Resolve reject spelling is wrong, reject is like this, is error something is wrong. Okay, so now I have done like this. So in this case it will send a resolve because 5 is greater than 4. So as I've told, it is either send a resolve or a reject. In my case it will send a resolve. So now how to do this, so how to do this get post. So it is different than callback, we don't do it like this. Here what will happen, after this I will have a then and a catch block. So then and catch block is very important to learn because that will go in your front end code also a lot. Then, and I'll do the get post. I'll have in the then I'll get post. See what is happening here. This create post will be called first, and the create post will go and it will run after 2 seconds, and then it will come here and it will be true. So the resolve will run. So whenever the resolve is run, we get a resolve back. Then only the then block is executed. And if a reject is done, then we receive something known as a catch block. Catch block we receive. Okay. And then if the catch block is received, I am sending this thing back. Something went wrong. Then I am going to do error document dot body dot inner HTML equal to dollar or I'm just giving the error. So that is like this. So now if I run it, so after 2 seconds I'll get it back, get everything back, and it is working like that only. After 2 seconds, as I've told, it will come here and then the this will push to the post. So post will now contain three things. Then the resolve will run because this is condition is true, resolve will run and I will have this. So either the then block will execute or the catch block will execute. So generally the catch block will put the error, and reject also will send the error. So let me make this to run the reject. So I will make it 4. So 4 is not greater than 4. Now I'll run it JS. Waiting, and error something went wrong. So this has been printed. So this is how promises work. Okay, this is how promises work. So now before moving to your there is another way, and that is known as async await. So nothing much changes here. Actually, in 2018, they actually simplified this thing also, done and catch. But sometimes people use, you'll see in the future. Sometimes I use done or I use catch, and these all things I am going to use in React. I use done or catch, or I will use the async await. So anything I can use. So that is much more newer, the async await. But before moving into async await, I want to tell another thing which is like promise.all. And before even that, I will give the attendance from today because might be we can end it, we might end in the next 15-20 minutes. Okay, copy and mark your attendance here, and I'm going to tell one thing at the end also today. Okay, so hold on for that. Okay, so that is there, and okay, so that is done. So we are going to learn about one more thing. Yes, when, and that is, as I've told, promises.all. We are going to learn about the promises.all. So promises.all. So we can have multiple promises also running together. Okay. So multiple promises are there. So there is a function known as promise.all. It waits for all of the promises to complete, although it doesn't matter. They all can complete one before and one after, but it will give the result only after all of them completes and in that order also. So we are going to do const promise one equal to promise dot resolve and eat and do. So we can do directly resolve also. Okay, so this is another way. And actually I'll make a promise. Okay, I don't want this promise 3 like sleep, and I will have a const promise 2 equal to new promise and resolve reject. So I can, this is another way to give the promise. Set timeout is there and resolve comma 3000 comma code. So see this thing, this will run instantly, this will run instantly, but this will run after 3 seconds. And I'll give this 4 and it will be 2, repeat, and then promise dot all I'll do like promise dot all I have done. And then this promise dot all is something which will once all the promises are complete, then it will give the result. So I'll have promise 1 comma promise 2 comma promise 3 comma promise 4 I will have, and then dot then values I will have, and then so values will contain all the values. Okay, so now I'll do document dot body dot inner html equal to dollar values I'll have this I will have. So it will only give once all of them are complete. Okay, so I'll do run with JS. So it will wait and wait till this last one is complete, and see it is giving in the order: eat, code, sleep, repeat. So it is giving in that order. Okay, famous Google code: eat, code, sleep, repeat. So it will give in this order only. So promise, this is all about promise.all. Okay, all about promise.all. It will do like this. So now we are going to look into Async Await. As I've told, this is even an advanced version of then and catch block. Okay, so this I'll do here, and then for Async Await also I will actually copy all of this and I'll write as I'll remove this Async Await. I'll remove. Okay, so this promise thing will be same only, but how do we do this then and catch block? It will be different here. Okay, it will be different here. So we don't have any then and a catch block here. What we have, we will have a function known as any function init, maybe init means initialization, init I'll have, and then I'll have like this. Then I'll have async function. So a normal function I have, and actually I will call this function init. I'll call this function like this, init, and then to make it async await, so to make this function await, I will write the async here. Okay, async here, and after this get posts will be run from here. But if I don't have this async and all, and if I run it like this, run it like normal, so it will be normal thing and it will not be anything. It will means it will not even run this. Okay, so it will run, but it will again do the same thing, that it will not do it. But whatever is something which is taking time and all, so I think the overall function I'll do, and here I'll do await here. Await I'll do here. Await keyword I will add here. Then I'll do run with JS. So again, it will take some time because this 2 seconds is a long time, and then it will paste it. Then it will do it all of these things. So this is again a replacement of this. Then and catch block, instead of then and catch block, we have this async await. We have to put inside this async await. Okay, so now we are going to see some real use case. See, most of the time what happens, this part, as I was telling, will be in the server and all, but in the front end, as a front end developer, so what I'm going to do, so even if you don't understand today's half of the section, you should actually know a gist of it, what it was. But the next thing which I'm going to tell, it is very important for a front end developer, because everything is a promise in the server. When it returns back, we need some special program to get that. And we have in the browser fetch, there is something known as a fetch API. So if you can search fetch API MDN. So this is, you can search about this. This is a fetch API which is inbuilt in the browser, through which we can do API call. And what are APIs? APIs are something which is created using either Java, one backend language like Java or Node.js, and there is a database like Oracle, SQL Server, Sybase, or most recently MongoDB, which even IT is that MongoDB, that MERN stack which you might have learned. So that is there. So there are a lot of API endpoint, and one of them is JSON placeholder. It's also known as free fake API for testing and prototyping, but it gives us real data. Actually, it gives us real data. So it has got all these endpoints which we have, and we are going to use this users endpoint. If I click on it, see, this is how I get the data. So raw data, I will get it like an array of object. As I told, array of object is a very important way to get the data. So I will get it as an array of object. This is an endpoint. So this is the endpoint. This is not a website or all. This is an API endpoint. An API endpoint fetches the data like this, and this is how the internet works. There are certain API endpoints which the backend engineers give us, and the front end engineers use it. So backend is, that's why, a bit more tougher than the front end. But front end is tougher because HTML CSS is also involved. You have to make that website very pretty. So backend involves all these codes, how to write it, how to interact with the database, and all those things. And backend is there from a lot of starting, so that's why there are not that much opportunities in backend. And slowly everything is front end heavy. So all these things, this database is there, and we can if you hit this API endpoint, we'll get this back. We'll not get a website back. We'll get this JSON data back. But we cannot hit it directly like that. We cannot hit it directly like that. We cannot hit any API endpoint like directly we are hitting it. No, we have to use special tools, and there is a fetch API for that. So let us see how to do this. So this next part is very important if you want to be a front end developer. So I will do sync await fetch. So I am doing through async await fetch, but you can do through that then and catch block also. Maybe in the future, somewhere down the line, I will use that also. So again, so I will have a function. I want to hit that API endpoint. Function fetch users I have. Okay, function fetch users I have. So this fetch users I am having. So I will run this fetch users. Okay. So now what is happening after this? I'm going to have it as I'm using async of it. So I will have it sync like this, and then I'm going to use the fetch API. Okay, so there is a boilerplate code involved here. So I will have a res and then equal to await I have to use, and this fetch I have to use this fetch keyword, and then I mean in a single quotes I have to give this like this. I'll give it, and this is how front-end engineers work. Even if you don't understand the rest of the thing which I've done, you have to understand this thing, and this has got a lot of boilerplate code, but this is very easy. Const res await fetch API I have done, and then const data. So this is a two endpoint which we have to do. Const data equal to, this is in the fetch API, it doesn't give us data directly, so it gives us a JSON back, so we have to change it to like this. The rest.json, this is like a boilerplate code. We have to use it like this. We have used two time await, and then we get the data. If I do the console.log of data by this, and if I run it, see, I'm getting the data back as an array. I'm getting it back, array of objects, same thing, I'm getting the data back. So this is how the internet works. If you understand this much code only, you are a front-end developer. This is half of the thing. After we get the data, we have to show it in a different way. In JavaScript we show it in a different way, in React we show it in a different way. And this 2-3 lines of code are the most important line of a code if you want to become a front-end developer. In React and JavaScript, after that we have to show it in the JavaScript way. So that's why you have to learn the DOM. If you're going to show it in the React way, then you have to learn the React. But in React also we will have this fetch API. But React have a lifecycle. We cannot run the fetch API anywhere in React. We have to understand that much where to run. So now I have got the data, but I now want to show the data on the output. And again, I'm going to use actually this thing. Let me copy this. Wait, write it again. So that output, I'm making this output, and this is not. So I've copied it, so I have to change it. It is not post, it is data dot for each. Maybe I will name it as item, because it is not post. Item is output plus equal to, maybe h4 is okay. So if I'm doing item, so it can be anything. Item dot, let me say what is there. Name is there, name and email I'll do. Item dot name and item dot email is there. I'm doing that is done, and document border in HTML equal to output I have to do. So this only I have to do. Now I will run it. See, now I run it and this is come. Okay, now I run it and this is come. So what I was telling, if you even don't understand this all crap, this all think it as crap, at least understand this much, and you will become a front-end developer. And see, this much code is, we are going to have it in React also, but this is how to show it in the DOM. That is what React is different. Show it through JavaScript, that is how JavaScript is different. Okay, show it through JavaScript, so this is how JavaScript is different. And in React we are going to show it in a different way. We are going to show it in actually in a much more easier way in React. But this is the main thing, means all of the internet works like that. You go to facebook.com, you're going to hit an API endpoint. You go to amazon.com, you're going to hit an API endpoint which will give you the list of products, and then in the Amazon site you're going to see all those products. So that is how the internet works. You're going to hit an API endpoint. You're going to get the data, and there are very freely available API endpoints, and I have some very good projects on those. Okay, so this is all about it, and I wanted to tell Manpreet Singh thank you. And I want to tell one more thing, means I just so means I think some of you might have seen my LinkedIn post, and also, so let me actually tell about that only. Okay, so actually I am, most of you know that I also do a boot camp, and there is a boot camp which is going to start from February, and I am also giving, so it's see, I am live here also on LinkedIn, so it goes live on the LinkedIn also. So that is there, means I am giving 2 free tickets to this boot camp also. And actually I think we have one person on the on his, I have already given 2 free seats to this boot camp to people who are really interested in doing web development. This boot camp costs 10,000 rupees. Okay, so one of them is Muhammad Abdul. I think he's already here, and he has won it because he had done a lot of this my workshops and all. And the boot camp is like more detail and all. I try to do everything here, but in the boot camp it is through Zoom. So what happens if someone has some doubt, I'm able to solve it much better. And this time I have gone a bit farther. So the lot of the things is that if you do a boot camp, then what? See, I have always told that I will try to get you a job. That is for sure. If you do my boot camp, I will try to get you a job. But now what I have done means, if you see my this post, okay, so I have a company. Definitely I have a company. I'm giving you certificate. I have a company known as TWD. So I have entered into partnership known as Edureka company because the founder is actually, he's awesome. And the Edureka technology is a very big startup. It has a very good product also. And beside that, they are also in teaching. But the thing is not about that startup, and that is not about me also. It is not about my startup, means from what background I'm coming. Means I have 16 years of experience in IT. I could have done an easily an IT job, but I'm here to teach people to get into development. I could have easily do a 8-hour jobs and earn like a lot of money in anywhere I want to do. Actually, I have offers from Germany also when I started this company. So it was not like that. I could have won anywhere. So like me means, when I met this guy, so this guy is the founder of Adureka. His name is 𝐏𝐻𝐿. Let me take you to his profile. So you all of might have gone through my profile a lot of time. I have worked on a lot of big companies like Oracle and all those things. So this guy, I actually came in contact with him 2 years 2 months back, and this guy is like a legend, and he has become my mentor also. This guy, if you see thing means, he have worked in Silicon Valley. So those who don't know Silicon Valley is like the main thing, crux of a software developer. Silicon Valley, Bay Area. Those who don't know, that is where Facebook lives. That is where Google lives. That is like Bangalore is also known as Silicon Valley. But what is Silicon Valley? Silicon Valley is actually in America. That is where the main technology is. That is where the super brains of the world works. And that this guy had worked in Silicon Valley. He has been a technical lead, and he has worked in Yahoo. Yahoo today is nothing, but Yahoo once upon a time it was bigger than Google. So he has built product. He also breathes JavaScript and all those things. Had managed many things, and he has got 10 years more experience than me, 24 years of my own experience. And I was talking to him, and he told me that he was having a green card and he could have settled easily in America, but he thought to come back to help the startup ecosystem. And he means became worked in a startup in Pune after that, and then he started this Adureka to fill the gap in the education system, which is always there. Means we all know how much gap is there. And that's why I'm collaborating with him, because he's very passionate about this and all. And we are collaborating, and we have created a course. Means we were going through this for the past 1 month, going brainstorming. And this course creation is not that much easy. You have to brainstorm a lot, and all those things we have to do. And then we created this course, a special course. And I generally also every month also I do this. Every 2 months I just do this weekend boot camp. But now I will do through him only, and the cost is same. What I take is 10,000. Everybody knows that. And the thing is that what is there. So 2 months I'm going to teach everything which I'm teaching in my boot camp, like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and whoever wants the syllabus. It is the syllabus is all there every day. What I'm going to do, and everything will be a much more detailed. There will be assignment through this same platform, assignment checking, teaching assistant, all those good stuff will be there. Much more thing. And the main thing is that after I complete my 2 months, so it will start from February and go till your March end. After I complete, then Nikesh will come into picture. Nikesh, what he will going to do? As we know, all know, he has got so much of experience. Means he have management experience also, very good management experience. So he will, but he is very good in JavaScript also. So he will take a mock interview. So he will take mock interview for the candidate who completes my training. Means after 2 months he will take the mock interview, and then he will figure out the gap, because he's very good in that. He will figure out the gap. Okay, so you have this technical gap, you have this soft skill gap. So we will try to figure it. So soft skill gap means you are not good in English and all. So we will try to figure out how to make you good in English, whether you need something or not. Or technical, you need to have something more in technical. All those things will done. And as it is written, the post course completion, we will share your profile to the corporate client. We are looking for a front end engineer. And one thing I have to say, Nikesh have a very, very big network, not only in India, but in the US also. Everywhere he have. Actually, he's from Indore, but he has got a very big network in Bangalore because his company was in Bangalore. He's in Pune, he's in Delhi. And a guy with this caliber who has written from the Silicon Valley already attracts a lot of people. Attracts a lot of people. Actually, I get a lot of my corporate clients also through him. So corporate clients whom I teach. So that is the thing. So this is about this maybe I will give this link here. You all can go through it and maybe decide, means if you want to, means. And the thing is that we are giving a job guarantee here, means we will be pushing you, means even if you don't want to do, we will be pushing you. Nikesh will be pushing you, we will be pushing you. We'll see whatever is there. Okay, if some guy has decided that he don't, guys and girl have decided he don't want to do it, he even pays the money and he don't want to do it, then we cannot do anything. But we'll guide you and even we'll share your profile. So this is the main thing. This is one of the reason I am collaborating with you, and this is a joint venture between us, because I just don't want to give the knowledge. I want you to get a job in the industry, and who else is better than Nikesh? So with this, I hope you have seen something in this, and with this, I will end today's stream and all. I hope we all fill the attendance form. And with this, I will end today's stream. But as I've always tell, that even if you want to learn from my YouTube channel, I'm more than happy to teach you everything. I do a lot of one-to-ones. If you want any career guidance, you don't have to spend a penny, and I will tell you how to become a web app developer, which path to follow. You can learn on your own. All these things is available on the internet. Only the guidance is required. That guidance I always give. That one you want to do one-to-one, I give a lot of one-to-one daily. To us, I do one-to-one with various people daily. I will give to us, and I will give you, means if you want to do it through YouTube, how you can do it through YouTube, how you can do it on your own, how you can build your LinkedIn profile, and all those things I do. I don't keep any secrets to myself. So those all things I do. And with this, I'll end to this thing. Thank you all for watching. We'll meet tomorrow, and tomorrow we're going to do a very good thing which is known as ES6, which is a must to learn React. Thank you.